a bishop collar can be tricky sometimes if you're not careful. In this video, I'm going to show you the best and easiest method for drafting, cutting, and sewing a bishop collar. Some people call it Mandarin collar. I will also share how I made this shirt with long sleeve. Hit the subscribe button and let's get started. The materials needed is on your screen, guys. We are starting with the bishop collar before the shirt cutting tutorial. I will be using these 2 yards of fabric to make the shirt. The first thing you need to do is to get your shirt and measure the neck circumference. That's the round neckline, just like this. Whatever you get, you write it down so you don't forget. Please, you need to measure it very well because the measurement needs to be as accurate as possible. I got 17.5 as the neck circumference. The next thing we are going to do is to get our interface, depending on the one you have. I will be using this collar stay. Remember what we got after measuring the neck circumference. I will use it to cut out the collar stay. Place your tape like this and mark out the 17.5 inches. I added extra 1 inch to it. For the length, place your tape like this and mark out 4 inches before cutting it out. After cutting it out, place it on fold. 17.5 divided by 2 is 8¾ Place your tape like this and mark out the 8¾ Remember, we added extra 1 inch to our 17.5 inches. So now, after folding, mark out your exact measurement, which is 17.5 divided by 2. That's 8¾ After marking it out, you connect the marks together with a straight line. Then get the midpoint of the 8¾ just as you see me doing in the video. After marking out the center, use your ruler and connect the marks with a straight line. Next is to determine how tall you want the length of your collar to be from the neck. It all depends on you or how you want it. You can get your shirt and measure or check it out for yourself. I decided to use 1 inch for mine. Remember, it's not constant. You can use less than 1 inch or more depending on how you want it to be. Next, I will place my tape here and mark out 1 inch. Move to the center and mark it out again. Then connect the marks with a straight line. For this end, I am going to raise it by 1 inch. After marking out the 1 inch, place your curve this way on the 1 inch and curve it down just like this. Then cut through the curve with your scissors. Next, I will extend the 1 inch height of our collar by placing my tape like so. I'm marking out the 1 inch till you get to the end. After that, I will curve it to meet with this other 1 inch line. Then get my scissors, trim out this part and also trim out this part. After cutting, next, I will make a small and simple curve like this. You know how the edge of a bishop collar used to be, a little bit curvy. After curving it, use scissors and trim it out, making sure you are curving it well. And this is it. Our bishop collar is forming already. Next is to fold it to our fabric and do the turn up. This is the fabric I'm working with. Don't mind the shape, please. It's the pieces remaining after I finished cutting the shirt and the long sleeve. That's why it's like this. So just get any pieces remaining after cutting your shirt. You can decide to use another fabric altogether just to give it a different look or style. So place your fabric on fold like this and place the collar stay on it. Make sure to leave enough space all around the collar stay, just like this. Then get your pressing iron and gum down the collar stay to the wrong side of your fabric. Iron it first before trimming, please. I am done ironing here and I am trimming out some fabric. Trim yours and leave extra ½ inch. Next is to fold in the ½ inch to be touching the collar stay. As you fold, you press it down with your iron all the way around. Make sure it is well relaxed like this, please. To top stitch, first turn it this way, take it to your machine and run a stitch from here all the way to this other end, just as my index finger is directing. After running the stitch, you fold and turn it like this. Next, we are going to run a stitch from this edge right here all the way round to this other end, just as my index finger is directing. Then for down here, mark out ½ inch all round before cutting out excess fabric, but I won't cut mine now. Guys, I am done running the stitch. Now I am cutting out the excess fabric by trimming the stitch out. After that, I will go ahead and turn it right side out just like this. Then give it a very good ironing. Make sure to hot press it down well. to make it smooth and clean. Next, I will trim out the excess fabric. Remember to leave like 1/4 or 1/2 inch that you will stitch to the fabric. This is mine looking very neat. Next, I will fold the collar into 2 like this and notch the center. Also notch the center of the shirt neckline. Guys, to stitch down the collar, we are stitching from the inside first. I believe you can see it clearly. So from the inside, I am going to run a stitch from this edge here all the way to the other edge. Or you can open up your shirt like so. Then place the notched center of the collar to the notched center of the shirt, just like this. Please make sure the centers align together before you start sewing. First, pin it down with your office pin all round. Then take it to your sewing machine and stitch from the inside all the way to this end and also to this other end. I am done stitching from the inside. Next, turn to the right side of the fabric like this and turn out the collar to the right side of the fabric, making sure to take in all the inner stitches inside the collar. Then go ahead and run the final lockup stitch on top, just as my index finger is directing. Also give it a good ironing. I will do that and show you guys. This is it, guys. Our bishop collar is standing neatly, as you can see. It's very neat, smooth and firm, just as it should be. Guys, for the shirt tutorial, just get your fabric and place it on fold like this. Next, mark out the chest measurement divided by 4. 40 divided by 4 is 10 plus 2 inches seam allowance. Also, add another 2.5 inches for the button placket, which makes it a total of 14.5 inches. After marking it out, I will place my tape like this and mark out the shirt length at 31.5 inches plus 1.5 inches seam and hemming allowance. That's a total of 33 inches. I will shift to this other side and mark it out. Also shift to the left side and mark it out as well. Come here, mark out 14.5 inches. Shift down and mark it. Also come up to the shoulder line and mark it out. Then use ruler to connect the marks together like this. Then use my scissors and cut through the lines. After cutting it, I will label it as front, then keep it aside. Fold another fabric and label it as back. The back length should be longer than the front by 4 inches. After adding extra 4 inches to the length, place the front piece on the back piece like this. Arrange it very well. Then bring out the extra 2.5 inches we added for the bottom placket. Here I am using my chalk to mark out the 2.5 inches from the center all the way to the hemline and all the way up to the shoulder line. Please make sure to bring out the 2.5 inches only for the front piece. There is no button at the back, that is why. Here I am marking out the extra 4 inches on the back piece. After marking it out, I change the position by placing the back piece on top. This 2.5 inches mark for bottom placket, use ruler and draw a straight line on the marks. Then place and arrange it well such that the center back is touching the 2.5 inches line, just like this. Now go ahead and cross-check your measurement to make sure everything is accurate. After cross-checking, I noticed that it's too much, so I reduced mine by 1/2 inch. Redrew the line and trim it off, just like this. After cutting, place the front piece on the back piece. Then fold in the 2.5 inches for the bottom placket and press it down with your iron. Next, come up to the shoulder region, place your tape here and mark out 2.5 inches for the shoulder slope. Then use ruler and connect it to the neck region before trimming it out with your scissors. I will drag down the front piece such that the hemline will be touching the hemline of the back piece. Then come up here and fold down the shoulder. Fold it to touch the shoulder of the front piece and press it down with your iron. For the neckline, I will place my tape like this and mark out 2.5 inches for the wideness of the neck. Turn it like this and also mark out 2.5 inches for the neck depth. Come up here and mark it out as well. Then get my curve to curve the neckline round like this. Before I cut, please raise it up like this and cut only on the front piece. Do not make mistake, please. Cut through the curve till you get here, then you stop. Please watch carefully. You can play back the video if you are confused. I just cut only the front neckline now. For the back neckline, take this up. Place your tape up here and mark out 1/4 inch. Then slightly cut through like this. Please do not cut it deep. Cut small, just like mine. Next, I will mark out the shoulder measurement divided by 2. 19 divided by 2 is 9.5 inches, plus 1/2 inch seam allowance, which will give us 10 inches. I will place my tape there and come down by 9 inches for the armhole. Also, mark out the chest measurement divided by 4. Then use my ruler and draw a straight line down like this. For the armhole curve, mark out the midpoint of the armhole. Then go in by 1/2 inch. Get your curve, place it on the marks like this, and curve the armhole just as you see me doing in the video. Remember, it's the front piece that is on top, so first trim off the armhole. Then raise it small to trim off the 1/2 inch just for the front piece. Also, notch the shoulder edge here. Next, go ahead and cross-check your measurement to make sure it's accurate. In case if you want the down to have curvy style, then come up by 1 or 2 inches here. Mark it out with your chalk, then curve it any style you want. Slightly curve it just the way I am doing in this video. Next, I will separate the front from the back. For the front piece, I will open up the center with my scissors. Just spread it like this and cut through the center. After dividing it, this is what I have. See the button placket. I will get the other piece, place it on it and keep them aside. This is the back piece. Next, for the back yoke, fold your remaining fabric and place the back piece on it just like this. You can mark out 7 or 8 inches for the length of the yoke. After marking it out, use your scissors to trace it out by cutting all the way like this. This is what the back yoke looks like. To sew it, you will place it like this. Fold down here and top stitch all through. I will keep it aside. For the long sleeve with wrist cuff, you will first measure your round shirt armhole and write it down. Then place the remaining fabric on fold like this and use it to cut out the long sleeve. Check out the video card that just appeared at the top right of your screen for the full video on how to cut and sew a long sleeve with wrist cuff. If you have not subscribed to my channel, then check the description box for the tutorial. I will attach it there. Next, for the sewing and final part of this our bishop collar shirt, I have a video on how to sew it. It is very detailed and self-explanatory. So check out the video card that just appeared at the top right of your screen for the sewing tutorial of the shirt. If you can't find it, check the description box below. I also attached everything there. Or click on this picture to subscribe now so you can see everything as it appears at the top right. Thanks for watching till now. I will see you guys in my next one. Bye.